offer the best grooming products for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the black, yeah. Grooming company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The black gentleman, yeah. Company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com. Yo. What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, July 19th, 2025. This is the post-fight show for Rodriguez versus Cafu, as well as Pacquiao versus Barrios. The fight just wrapped up where we saw a majority decision draw come down for Pacquiao and Barrios. a displeasing verdict after a night of weirdness, if I'm at a lack of words at the moment, because though this weekend looked promising headed in, I saw some things today that I'm still trying to sort out and get through. And the final fight with Pacquiao challenging Mario Barrios for his WBC welterweight title only ended things where I don't know. I think I need a break. I need to step back from the sport of boxing for a moment, because I could see in this weekend everything that is wrong with the sport of boxing come to its head, even though we've had some positive strides take place for 2025. But even countering that is positive in 2025, everything that is ugly about this sport has come to the forefront, almost as if to say, we can't let the positivity win. We can't let the progression succeed. I don't know necessarily how I want to express my thoughts on that. But if you heard my previous post-fight show just from a few hours ago after Usyk versus Dubois, then you may have a good idea of where I'm coming from. So, with that being said, welcome everybody. I am not trying to put a damper on anyone's parade. It was a day of boxing. We've always wanted full days of boxing like this, so I am definitely in support of more opportunity for that. But as I said, everything that is wrong with this sport definitely showed its head today. From fighters not necessarily wanting to face their responsibilities and challenges, to promoters holding things up, to fighters who have been touted to be a bit more than what they truly are, and then for those who are still hanging on and don't want to let go because the show has passed them by. Those who sold us on dreams, and those who haven't lived up to so-called potential. It's all across the board, people. It's all across the board. Mario Barrios has been sitting on the WBC title for a while now. If I go to his record, let me see. Because there's a point to be made here about him. Let's see here. The WBC welterweight title holder has been holding on to this title he's been holding on to this title since a 12-round decision over Yordenis Ugas in September of 2023. In the interim, he has faced Fabian Maidana, Abel Ramos, and tonight Manny Pacquiao. So 3 fights since September of 2023. This is 2025, July. As you can see, there has been no urgency to defend this title or to defend it with pride and ambition. Now, I do know that he is a PBC fighter, and PBC has had issues getting fights made with their catalog of fighters under their roster, but I'm sorry, fighters can still get battles made. And with the likes of what Turki Al-Sheikh has done out there, you could see how he has tried to make fights in different areas and regions, and these men are unwilling to step up to the plate of competition when it comes to what Turkey is trying to do with sport. So, that being said, Manny Pacquiao was able to leapfrog any other top welterweights ranked by the WBC for a title shot. After coming off of a 5-year retirement, Hall of Fame acknowledgement, this is where we are. And this man who's held this title since September of 2023 could not deal with a 47-year-old man coming off a 5-year retirement, looked nothing like how he once looked in the ring as far as being a fighter. Manny Pacquiao looked like a guy trying to emulate Manny Pacquiao in there tonight against Mario Barrios. And it's a shame, because I remember what Sugar Ray Leonard looked like when he jumped into the ring against Terry Norris. And it was a terrible moment of realization that heroes die hard in the sport of boxing. Could Mario Barrios had put Pacquiao in peril and get him on out of there? Maybe, maybe not. There was no effort to do so. And that was disappointing, because this train of allowing these old fighters from days gone by to still come in and compete, in spite you have a whole, top 10 of guys who deserve their opportunity. There's something about that. Now, the stadium was packed. It was full. They were at the MGM Grand, and the house looked like it was packed. There was a lot of Manny Pacquiao supporters there. And the usual suspects: referee Thomas Taylor, judge Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and Steve Weisfeld, who always seemingly work their BS in Vegas. They were on tap to do exactly that. I don't like when fighters just don't perform, don't put forth an effort, don't seem to act with any sense of urgency. They make no adjustments. Things could be going downhill fast and they won't even throw out a lifeline. It is ridiculous to watch this on a continuous basis, and it seemingly happened several times today in today's scheduled matches. all you could do is kind of shake your head at it. But it's disappointing. Mario Barrios is 30 years of age. He's 6 feet tall with a 71-inch reach, and never at one point in the 12 rounds that he was scheduled against Manny this evening did he decide to impose himself, or even just show that I'm a younger, fresher guy than you, Manny, and you're not taking my title, and I'm gonna show you why you should stay retired. Never at one point during this fight did he put that on. If anything, he put on the fact that, man, I'm not as good as a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Because I guarantee you, people, if Manny was 30 years of age and Mario was 47, Manny would have got his ass out of there. Yeah. Yeah. This is the type of foolishness. It's not a great day of boxing, but it's a great reveal of what's still wrong with the sport of boxing. And we need to get beyond that. We need to get beyond that. And Manny Pacquiao, damn near 50, did the best he could. And I don't have a compliment for him because I don't think he should have been out there. And I really didn't support he being out there. But I do acknowledge the difference in talent and understanding that what I just gave the equation, had the roles been reversed and the ages flipped, the type of effort that you would have got out of him, he would have left no doubt. We have a lot to talk about how to make the sport better. Today was not an example of how we could go about that process by any means. It was not. So my thoughts on the fight, I had Manny winning on my scorecard. Nine rounds to three. 9 rounds to 3, I had Manny winning on my scorecard. How in the world is that a draw? And whether it was Mario holding back or Mario couldn't do better, who in the hell wants to see him? Huh? Answer me that. Because if you can't beat a 50-year-old man, you don't need to be representing a sanctioning body holding the title. What are we doing? What are we doing? Tom Brown, Samson Lickowitz, George Rose, Matt Rose. You guys suck. I mean, we have to sit up and watch this kind of foolishness? This is a bunch of crap, you guys. Like I said, everything that is wrong with the sport of boxing today. Even the Fundora versus Tim Tszyu fight. What the hell was going on there? Do you guys remember Fundora being stopped by Brian Mendoza? Then they make Mendoza go over to Australia to face Tim Tszyu in his backyard, and they have a rough fight, which Tszyu comes out on top. Tszyu comes to face Fundora in a rematch tonight after what happened when they faced one another a year ago, a little over a year ago. And Tszyu looks like he's aged 5 years in boxing years. Nothing to be proud of, people. Nothing. He couldn't answer the bell for the 7th round, the 8th round. Tim Tszyu. He was down in the 1st round. He was eating punches like I'm eating M&Ms presently. Ridiculous. I don't know what to make of this. Brandon Figueroa came back this evening against Joet Gonzalez. A lackluster unanimous decision for Figgy. But these guys, their efforts are so lackluster, it's ridiculous to watch. What are they driven by? Honestly. Gary Allen Russell. Mr. Gary Russell. 10th round stoppage over Hugo Castaneda. Now, Gary has been out of the ring for 3 years. Mark Maceo was his last fight, and he had an injury in that fight and basically beat Maceo with one arm. But they gave a majority decision to Maceo. So he comes back this evening, healed, and after having had surgery. And there may be an opportunity for him and Maceo to face each other again, because Maceo won tonight a fight over Jorge Mata. And if I know Mr. Gary Allen Russell, he wants that get back because he knows that guy didn't beat him the first time. Isaac Cruz taking on Omar Salcido. It was supposed to be against Fierro, but Fierro had trouble after trying to cut weight to make the fight. Do you see a pattern here? The drug cheats, the guys who can't make weight, the guys who step back away from title shots. I'll tell you, I haven't seen so many men miss weight for title fights, turn down and pass up title opportunities, give up belts, lose belts on the scale. All of this stuff is happening in this present era of fighters, and there is something wrong with all of it. You guys, you got to know that this is not good. We're not in a great place in the sport of boxing. There are some great situations, circumstances, and a few great people. But it's not enough to sustain the sport. It's not. What do we do? Because this is horrible. Horrible. Now, as always, there is a silver lining in today's show for the sport of boxing. And it can be found in one Bam Rodriguez. Jesse Bam Rodriguez. This young man, I've talked about him in the past, and most recently when I've spoken of I've talked about how his abilities I equate and put on par with Salvador Sanchez. You don't hear a lot of people say that. But this young man tonight performed against another world title holder. Yeah. Fumelala Cafu from South Africa came in with his title, and he battled as best as he could to his abilities to a 10th round stoppage suffered at the hands of Jesse Rodriguez. Rodriguez is so good, he's as smooth as butter. A damn good fighter who can fight going forward or going backwards or moving side to side. He has a full total arsenal of punches at his disposal. And he has a competitive nature that relishes when someone wants to test him. From the opening bell, when I saw this fight, I thought very apprehensive about Cafu's chances, because though he be a fighter that fights off the back foot, he started the fight out going forward only to take a step back to his own corner, and he spent much of the first round near his own corner. And I remember saying to myself, if Jesse decides to dive in there on him and unleash a flurry of shots, the referee will step in there and wave that fight off. I'm like, what is he doing? And soon he moved over to the next corner, the neutral corner, and he was still hovering around the ropes. And though the fight went into the 10th round, there were a lot of moments where he was being trapped in the triangle by Jesse. And he did not deal with that situation well at all. Now, remember the triangle talk, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked about this in the past, but we had two situations today where one was held and conducted in the appropriate manner and the other was not. Do you recall me saying earlier in the earlier post-fight show about Dubois and Usyk? Dubois had Usyk in the triangle several times within that 5 rounds that they fought. And at no point did he attack Alexander Usyk, the power puncher that he be, and to let his hands go to pound on the smaller Usyk. He stared him out of there. And when Usyk recognized, oh, he's not going to do nothing, let me walk on out of here, he did. If you go back and watch that fight, he had that opportunity several times over. Now, take that, put it to the side, and look at Jesse Bam Rodriguez when he had Cafu in the triangle. There you have it. A textbook way of explaining what a fighter in the offensive position is supposed to be doing. It's right there for all eyes to see. This is why I raised so much hell, because if Daniel Dubois punched with bad intentions and went after Alexander Usyk, Usyk would have no choice but either to try to cover up and tie him up and get him up out of there, but not to exchange and try to fight back and things like that. Now, people may say, well, you know, he was exchanging with Dubois later when he stopped him. That was after he recognized that Dubois didn't bring the spirit of fight with him to exchange. You know, Usyk is a very cerebral fighter. He takes time to assess. And when he recognizes that a guy is not going to do something, he will take that away from him and capitalize on it. Just as he did with Anthony Joshua in 24 rounds. The first fight with Joshua, he recognized that Joshua was not a go for broke type guy. And he found a happy medium to outbox Joshua from certain ranges and got the job done. In the rematch, though he understood Joshua would attack more, he was more prepared to deal with that and could still find places in the fight to rest and to be able to make certain that he could pick up. I did a show where I talked about Usyk being able to rest while the other guy is working, only to come back and take the other guy's work away from him after he's gotten his rest in. Usyk is very intelligent when it comes to that. But you don't have time to be cerebral and a great thinker if the bombs are dropping around you. No pun intended, because we understand what's happening in the man's home country. But we're talking strictly boxing here. And my critique of the Dubois-Usyk fight is nothing toward Alexander Usyk. He is an outstanding fighter, and he did exactly what he needed to do to become two-time undisputed heavyweight champion in this era. 3-time overall. Hell accomplishments. But see, these are the type of things when you can point them out and you can let people know that, you know what? Dubois is so far off the charts, there should be no consideration for him whatsoever. You have the gold chalice right in front of you. It's right there. All you gotta do is stick your hand out and reach and grab it. It's not gonna jump off the mantle into your arms. It's an inanimate object. You have to go seek it out. Did he think that someone was just gonna take the undisputed belt and put it around his waist without any effort? Surely not Alexander Usyk, who come to conquer. But Jesse Bam Rodriguez understands the assignment. I am so happy for the young man, because his accomplishments are adding up. And something tells me that though Robert Garcia be there working with him, he just happens to be a star out of San Antonio, Texas, man. That is a generational talent. If he were anywhere between 135 to 160 pounds, it would be hard to not consider him the best fighter in the sport. But because he's at such a low weight, super fly, people are not going to acknowledge him as such. But by me telling you that he is as smooth as anyone I've seen since the likes of Salvador Sanchez, that speaks volumes. You don't even hear the Latin people talking about Salvador Sanchez, even though he's the greatest fighter that they've produced. Yeah. What do you think is going to become of these PBC fighters that performed on tonight's card? What do you think is going to be? I mean, these guys have got to get their act together. First of all, we got to get Manny Pacquiao out of the sport. He's taking opportunity away from real live fighters who have extended careers. His career has wrapped. Mario Barrios, we could get him out of there too, because he's not looking to face competition. Sebastian Fendora, that old adage about when a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, does it still make a sound? Hit him on the chin and find out. That's how vulnerable he is. The recycled fighters of Brandon Figueroa, Joet Gonzalez, Jorge Mata, Isaac Cruz, Gary Allen Russell Jr. These men need to be put in the blender and just fight. Tim Tszyu should go back to Australia with George Kambosos to be not heard from again in the sport of boxing. Alexander Usyk. Please fight Joseph Parker, not because I want Joseph Parker to get the title shot, but to whip his ass and shut him up. But Usyk is in the driver's seat. He can do whatever he wants to do with his career. Salute to the man. First ballot Hall of Fame as soon as his name is across the desk. Unbelievable, man. What a day. What a day this sport has produced. I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here, you guys. I'm not gonna hold you all late. But as I said, I think I'm gonna take a step back for a few days or something, because this one has done. I got a lot of personal things going, but this weekend of boxing has done a number on me, man. So, unlike some of these fighters who don't know when to say when, my cup is full. It's not gonna overflow. And I will empty my cup so I can taste a better tea. Yeah.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. So as we come to an end of another weekend of boxing, I hope that you all had a good time and enjoyed yourself. I still enjoy watching boxing, but I just didn't enjoy the certain bylines or storylines and how certain things played out. But I'll get over that. I want to thank everybody that came through to check me out this evening. Smash the like button on your way out if you didn't on your way in. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. And just know that, you know, just as this was as it was, things will change. A new day will dawn. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're going to get on up out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.
100% confident in himself. I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, you know, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him. So he never got off.
You think he's on steroids?
Of course. How does five?
You saw De La Hoya
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? You know what I mean? No, all those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Oh, what a nice day. Look at Jessica. Jessica, what are you doing? You know you can't swim. Get away from the water, Jessica. Jessica, get away from the... Oh, my God. Somebody help Jessica, please. She can't swim. Go help Jessica, run. Jessica, no. Oh, my God. No, Jessica. No, the water is pulling her back in. Where's the lifeguard? Lifeguard, hurry up. You can't swim. Jessica, no! Jessica, lifeguard, please save her! Yes, two lifeguards! Save her, no! Please, Jessica! Oh, look, hey! That husband is coming! Oh, do one of them dead! Hey, please, save her! Jessica! They're coming now, they're here, Jessica!